T side of the map, and we are kicking things off with a bang. A lot of aggression down middle already for Nemiga, actually pushing 4 players in, and ironStar's just removed the head instantly of Giro. All the kills are going the way though of Nemiga as they batter it down. Hobbit last man standing, can do little but sit in banana and hope for the best. The idea of being just absolutely bulldozed over from Nemiga's perspective, that's one hell of a way to plant the flag down and state a bit of declaration of intent. Pop coming down, definitely a player to watch out for as well. On the side of Nemiga, headshot splatters Hobbit. Nemiga do claim the first blood. And Gambit are waiting. Everything potentially falling in their favor. Now, at least they haven't traded off the 4 players. Now the execution comes in. The flashes are on point though. Hobbit posted up on the boost spot. Couldn't see a single thing. Was flashed out multiple times. Now, Inter had to put that deagle to use, but it's the same result with Nemiga getting the job done. They didn't lose a single player in the first round, and it doesn't look likely they'll lose one here either. Yeah, this is really where they can just extend the leads. They only have the test, so be able to farm out too much cash, but with these temper this aggression, perhaps not. Nemiga still pushed through. Nafani, other side of the smoke, has to try and rotate. Wrap around into flash multiple times, still on the back box. No, spray is good for 2, and it could be more. Great hold from Gambit, and it will be a flawless hold. Not a single casualty has dropped. Just what Gambit were looking for. That's a could bounce right back in here.
Jo just backing away again. It's fast mid pressure. They're up already, and Nathani caught off guard. The pace is incredible. Good counter flash. Exile's got 1. Inters can't hold on, and Exile with the second kill is going to leave this for a 3-on-3 as he backs away and waits for his teammates to arrive. Bomb goes down, but I mean, there's a...
Whereas in the previous round, they pulled the plug and got out of there. This is a much more winnable situation. Plus, they want to try and impose their will where they can, but Exile shredded down by MDS, re-attaining and reassessing that app's control. Shiro gets aggressive, slight off angle, but MDS comes out second best. The time, though, is ticked away so very quickly that Gambit are looking for exits at this point. The round is done. Incendiary to the back of the pit may actually yield a kill here. Not definitely. It does. It gets both of them. So although they
rotate that third AWP in Shiro, previously on Rap side, they brought him over to B at just the right moment.
Timing, the flashbang is so good, and that spray transfer is up to the task. Double spray looking great.
And you don't want to use your utility. I think Shiro saw an elbow there. I think he knows what's coming. Transferring over, and there's the whole body. 5-on-2 scenario for Gambit. It's looking like they're going to get their...
It will be the same 2 weapons that will move through into the next round. So at least they will consistently have some threats on the board. But Gambit, the world of good, their accountant's going to be very happy.
Nothing from it. In fact, you've just lost 1 player, and you've ceded control of that part of the map over to the defense. Shiro's going to back away. Straight angle from the bomb site. Good kill from Exile, and this is a slaughter. No progress for Nemiga, and Box is... he's got nothing to do.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head. That banana control going so horribly wrong for Nemiga. Felt like that was one of the last nails being put into the coffin. There is the final one being hammered in by Hobbit. It's another clean sweep round for Gambit. 4-6 though. They still trail by 2. They're trying to just whittle away as much utility as possible. Still tons of time left. A smoke on the front, the fight, and a flash behind it. Hobbit caught out of position, but that smoke actually comes to his rescue. Can now post up. Big headshot off the back of some huge performances, but there is the MAC-10. The aforementioned SMG menace that sprayed through him. But finally at the back of the site can only yield 1 frag as he runs out of ammunition. And as his magazine runs dry, so does his HP bar. Another 3-on-3 post plant on the B site. And Gambit's still stuck behind utility.
Oh, this is getting really scrappy. The entrance coming through the smoke. Enters, goes down. MDS with 1. And a 2-on-2 into the post plant. Flashbang to get him around the corner. Exile going to take a peek. And even though Jo's blind, he's got the kill anyways. And now they can just play time. They know it's an op. They know it's unwieldy. And Shiro's just going to go for some exit kills, but Nemiga's got 8.
And that'll be all she wrote here, Jay.
Pretty standard. Jo thought he found a safe spot between the Molotovs, but a well-placed nade brings him down to 8, and he's gonna go for it anyways. Blinded, he's got a double kill. 8 HP, fantastic flashbang from MDS, fantastic communication between those two. And now Gambit really has to decide exactly.
In this save, Nemiga want to go for it. They're going to have more than enough money for a purchase into the next round. Whatever happens here is completely worthwhile to throw 1 or 2 bodies in if they can even take 1 player down with them. And Axile is that man to fall. Now, if they could get Shiro's AWP, that would be the cherry on top. Inter though, locking it down for a teammate. And it seems like they have done enough to retain the FAMAS and the AWP. Certainly are, but look at what this is having impact-wise. Now, Inter has moved away. Flashbang is good. The utility from the Nemiga has been on point this entire game. The counter flash is there as well. And now Axile, with the MP9 of all weapons, has held it down by himself. 2 players fall to his wake. Nafani getting in between 2 players. No idea as to iDisbalance current position. Now he'll find in the barrel of the gun, betraying the AWPer over on Nemiga. 2v4, and it's not even a post plant just yet. Geo still needs to put the bomb down, and in doing so, it'll be a momentary smoke. The utility is there to afford them a safety net. Box is watching, knows he may have to get a bit aggressive here. Try something a bit crazy, a bit wacky. And Box has his teammate bodyguarded. Hobbit so nearly picked off the first player in the form of Geo. He's now stuck at the back of the site. This is actually a winnable round though for me, but not anymore. I was about to say if they can get that crossfire in, but the 2 of them lose their heads, and it will be a 10-5 halftime score.
That's such a great sacrifice play from Hobbit with the SMG. Said it's only Lollipop, so what else does he have? I'm pretty sure him and Hobbit spotted each other, know each other are there. Lollipop, now here's the footsteps, there's the peek, doesn't land the shot. Oh, he's got it. He's got the quick headshot and the follow-up onto Hobbit. That is great work. He's given his team a chance, a 3-on-2 post plant.
A chance is maybe all they need, and my goodness, the Gambit know the importance of this round. This would be second pistol being lost. Inters gets caught in rotation. Shiro now has to pivot in for a huge clutch. It 1 headshot, but that's all he will reap. And enough time for the defuse for the CTs. A bit of a nightmare situation here, Jason. Boost, Axile's crossed into pool, but he's the most forward position right now for Gambit. Just shy of 30 seconds on the clock. And Gambit need to start getting some frags here. They need to start getting some wiggle room between themselves and their opponents. It's good 2 frags from the Farney. Box comes back, but there's Shiro. And although there's a couple banana peels there that were starting to open up for Nemiga, Gambit, it's not valuable intel. They can absolutely bank everything off. Now, surely they start to realize it. MDS pushed at the back of the pit. Over on the mini side comes out, swings in, but Hobbit takes him out with the M4. It looked like he was actually going to drop into pit, but I think he jumped up on the railing first. It's not valuable intel. They can absolutely bank everything off. Now, surely they start to realize it. MDS pushed at the back of the pit. Over on the mini side comes out, swings in, but Hobbit takes him out with the M4. It looked like he was actually going to drop into pit, but I think he jumped up on the railing first. It's a bit of parkour for the frag. And now Nemiga with Box and Geo, with not too much money surplus in, may feel compelled to go for this. Call will come through that Hobbit got dinked off that M4, and now the free frag from Box does come into fruition. That incendiary could very well finish off a very weakened Hobbit if he's not careful, and that forces him into an awkward angle here. Still plenty of time on the clock as well in terms of the bomb. Geo so nearly takes down Inters. That could have been the key back into this round and the clutch. Box trying to isolate with the smoke, divide the 2 of them, but Hobbit says no. Through the smoke, he sprays. 11-9. They've bridged the gap to just 2.
In the economy sense, they're winning some of these low buys. They've gotten 3 to 4 rounds off of it, which is a huge recipe to be able to steal a map away. But now they got to close it. Pop flash coming in, Box with the peek, pulls out a nade, and iDisbalance at the moment is not involved in the action. Box is doing everything, and he does fall. There's Jo for the trade, and banana control to Nemiga. But look at the lurk from Nathani.
Oh, this is massive. I think they may have a good idea to this coming up. They're going to play now, posted it in the mini pit. I think he may have just been caught briefly from the Farney. Now he definitely has. Haircut administered across MDS. The Farney tries to get it for 2, but it's that man. It's Lollipop. And he continues to twist the knife in the back of Gambit. He's finally been plucked out by Shiro, but the damage has surely been done. Shiro 1v2 has the opportunity to go for the plant with about 10 seconds left. Geo, if you're Shiro, you probably anticipate middle. You probably don't anticipate death from above, and it's Geo the Estonian that reigns supreme, but another Massive round.
2 Mac 10s, Exile on a Tech 9.
They want to get aggressive. It's a 2-for-1, and HG behind it. Ice one tag 3 players with that shot. He nearly got the triple stack. A 1v2 comes in. Hobbit with the smoke just to extinguish the Molotov and keep himself alive. He's juggling weapons, and that smoke, fortunately, actually shields him from the aggression of both Lollipop and MDS, but he has an idea that this could be coming into play. Fakes as if he goes to the side. The problem is with the AWP, once he takes that first shot and he likely gets fragged, and Lollipop doing his due diligence, checking his angles, shuts him down.
I'm not sure you'd ever expect both to be there, even if you were able to get that first one. Good peek from iDisbalance. Yeah, tags a third as well. The nade to clean him up. A nice double kill. And Shiro brought very... As Gambit starts taking control. Oh, and they're just going to jump across. They're going to risk it, and it pays off. Now they're trying to attack into the AWP. And iDisbalance is under so much pressure, but he's got Jo here, who hears all these footsteps. That should be a freebie. He holds his trigger. Almost gets caught. But he's got the second half of this attack stuck in CT spawn. This B-split has gone to hell, and Gambit's got to claw their way out of it.
They've only got 17 seconds in which to do it. Gio's been put down. Shiro doesn't have a safe angle, but now the Hobbits came to the forefront. He may very well get just enough time for this plant and survives, lives to tell the tale. They may think he's back on new box. The smoke affords him a little bit of luxury, but they're getting pushed in. HG takes him from downtown, and this time there is more than enough time for the defuse. Nemiga will have 5 map points.
Oh, that is so great. That could have been such a tough round to handle.
Well done.
Jumping into pit. Lollipop has spotted it. As we know, he's been excellent. His teammate goes down. Nobody to keep space for Lollipop. Box gets there just at the right moment. And Scout doing some work, but Hobbit's got a wide angle. And Lollipop, by the pressure, was flushed out into the open. And oh no, Gambit looks like they bought themselves another chance. 3-on-2 as the bomb gets planted. Here comes Jo, feeling good. Wants to make a play, and he's got the first. Can't find anything after that, and Hobbit is just going to run away and survive for the moment.
iDisbalance against the weakened Hobbit. That Deagle could stick the landing still. This round may have another chapter to be etched in by iDisbalance. Pushing the smoke. But there's Hobbit, flicks onto his head. And they will buy themselves a little bit of a lifeline here, Jason. The economy of Nemiga now is
blocked off. Smokes, Molotovs, flashbangs, although Gambit doesn't have a full kit of utility for a full-blown B exec, so the op may actually have more impact than I thought, but there's the pop flash. Unexpected. Exile's got the first. Box drops. He needs 2, and he's got it. iDisturbed with the AWP is here, but misses a chance on the cross. This is going to be a tough retake, and no kits for Nemiga.
An opportunity, but because of Hobbit's position up middle, they know all 3 players must be bottlenecking. One-dimensional back on towards the site. Lollipop aggression through, gets the frag onto Shiro, but in a counter frag from Inters, who's stuck at the back of the site, he needs to have big impact, and he is going to pass with flying colors. Another 2 frags, and Gambit have bridged the gap. They're 1 away from overtime.
Yeah, they are. And
firepower. You can't have both right now, Nemiga. So yes, they get that utility. But in the longer engagements, it could very well factor in Gambit's favor, or perhaps not. Jo doubles up HE and FAMAS, and he sends Gambit packing from Banana.
His crosshair. Lollipop with the Molotov, going to drop it in towards lane. You can see the defense feels this A-hit coming. Dumping utility to slow things down. Do some early damage. Flashbangs don't work. Oh, and Lollipop aggression. Double kill. He's going to close it out as he's done so well in that second half. 16-14 for Nemiga. Ooh, and that's crushing for Gambit after a comeback. Welcome back to the StarLadder RMR. Nemiga with an opening map 1 upset on Inferno. We get right into it on Vertigo, and we aren't slowing down. Already up the ramp, and already 2 kills for Nemiga. Lollipop and Box take the heads off Shiro and Nafani, and that's going to slow things down for the moment, although Hoppit's starting to look for an equalizer.
Oh, he gets caught though, switching to his sidearm or his grenade. And although Hobbit gets one, Lollipop's gone back in for more and an extra. 3 kills into the round, and after an extraordinary performance over on Inferno, he's showing no signs of slowing down. Axel has to try and clutch the 1-on-4. They do wise not to peek him one by one. He's a player that's more than capable, and there's actually a team kill thrown in the mix as well. Starting to get a little bit pear-shaped than Nemiga, and Axel's claimed another soul with his block. The bomb just ahead of him, there's plenty of time though. Doesn't need to rush in, gets caught from the side, and Jo finishes off what Lollipop started. Nemiga take first blood again.
Bomb site. Jo is here. He can get a pop flash from his teammate, MDS. Could chuck one over for a quick peek, but I don't think they have it set up in time either way. Axel didn't expect it. Another double kill for the M4 up front, and now it falls onto the SMG. A wide angle from navi, and he goes down. B bomb site, kind of open, kind of exploited, but they don't have control just yet.
That rotation's coming in as well. So although it's open and it's a bit available, that door can be quickly closed. Nemiga struggling a little bit, but well played by Box, perforating the smoke with the SMG. Riddles Nafani with bullets A side. 13 seconds to go. The bomb still needs to traverse across the murky waters of the site. ence will go in for the plant, but Box is up close. He can try and eradicate the 2 teams. Goes out prematurely, trying to deny the bomb plant and show a bit of presence. But how I disbalance it in a 1 and 2 with no kit by his side. Should be some dropped and sprinkled around the site though, but no isolation side that is tailor-made for these SMGs. So Gambit, they did get a 1-4 trade. That's a pretty solid outcome. If they can double up with Hobbit, this would be huge, but Lollipop, not for the first time, getting...
Gonna back away, and he can wait for his teammates to get here. Nade's not gonna do any damage whatsoever, and he's even gonna get himself into safety.
Wheeled out by Inter's AK, however. Balance did spot a small gap in the smoke, but it's not enough to exploit. It's an off angle that could definitely catch the CTs off guard if they're not careful. But now the bomb timer starting to come into play. They know they've got to get a move on here. Good flash, a consistent theme, but Axel's going to hold his ground. Puts the flag deep into the soil and will look to try and battle back as much as he can. Balance has shown his head, and Axel ripped it clean off.
That is a great hold, but Nemiga, they had a 4 timing. Now it's Axel's turn to apply some pressure, some utility out to clear behind the wood panel. And he's going to try and find a duel into the bomb site. Good peek from Jo. Better shot from Axel. And MDS with the trade. But again, pressure at the B-bomb site.
Exquisite entry frags, and now Inters comes in with one of his own. Tat is in Gambit with a real chance to accelerate. It looks like he will come head-to-head with Inters, passes that test at least, and now he can play a bit of interference, throws it again, and he drops the bomb down. Idisbalance single-handedly taking this round and making it his. All 3 kills go his way.
Yeah, you might have been thinking he was going to wrap all the way around and peak. Idisbalance might give him some confidence. Smoke to delay things. This is a lot of pressure onto this bomb site, but Nemiga's handling it pretty well. Now it's the ops turn, and the slow peek is going to be easy, but he's got to fall back now. Too many repeaks. Lollipop popped up, and a 4-on-2. But what can Gambit actually do to get into this bomb site? They're running out of utility. It's got to be all dry peaks and dry fights, and that's what the op wants. Inter trying to get some damage right at the end in a 1 versus 3. Smokes are up, but no chance to plant this bomb.
Yeah, had to be raw fragging, didn't it? And although he could have done a bit of damage at the end, the tail end of the round, because Gambit's economy is kind of...
Information, navi and shroud just walk up the A ramp, and they walk up towards lane. They're about to turn into the bomb site itself.
Oof, the timing for Idisbalance there is brutal. Up around the corner, Nafani removes his head. He is thinking success. Box though, on the angle, trades 1 for 1. That may not be good enough for Nemiga though, because they still trail by a player. The manpower certainly in favor, but Gambit are walking out, and MDS nearly punishes them both. Inters is weakened, and he has the bomb. Now down to Jo, not sure where the last player is, and Axel shows his hand. But it's another incredibly close round that goes the distance.
Yeah,
It's like hit simulator basically, but it's good to see that Gambit are mixing it up. Like, they're keeping pressure applied everywhere.
Lollipop wants this fight. I can't believe he's sticking around. Yeah, and he's going to drop down. He had plenty of chances to get away. Box finds the equalizer again. navi neutralized at that A side of the map, trying to make plays. And, oh, they're just trading frags all across the map. The USP rings out. but there's still an AWP in
Will
play.
retain their AWP and M4. This may very well come to the efforts of Nemiga. Boosting up, but Exile, who read the script, he knew what was coming up, takes their head and runs away with it on box. And with 50 seconds, Plant will be coming in. Exile's not rushing it though, and Inter sends MDOS off.
Main force entering into the bomb site, and also the lurk over in mid. Inter's just bided his time, waited for them to kind of hit the pause button. Good kill at the end for Balance, trying to save this AWP, but Gambit is so deadly when they slow things down like that. navi gonna turn the corner. Oh, they don't know. Now, if you're Gambit, you're hitting the pause button. You're letting navi make a play. And again, he's gone back to it so much. Hobbit's going to go down, but this gives navi all the information he needs. And he's telling his team just to pause. They can actually go back to B, and he could have a huge flank and backstab if they wanted it. There's Exile, another kill towards the B bomb site. And now navi can choose whatever he wants to do across this whole map.
There we go. He's finally got a bit of success. Wanted to see him reap the rewards of his aggression, and it's happened. Came full circle. Balanced. He gets finished off by Shiro. And it's looking grim for the rest of Nemiga. Their money still hasn't fully got into a good enough position to afford consistent buys, even with round loss accruing. And MDS goes down with a bit of a whimper at the end. Gambit extend their lead 8-5.
Really, really tough round and tough decision. No good answer for Nemiga at this point.
Now the decision of saving or going has been made for them. It's the last round of the half in that respect, so they will be pressing forward. And that ruthless aggression may stick the landing, but they missed the mark. And they splattered, and it's Hobbit and Nefani that have laid them to rest. It's 10 B-side player with that USP. They've given him all the respect. They have full confidence in his ability to hold this one. He may take a couple of shots and then back out of here. He needs to get some frags for his teammates, but the leaping players into the air draws away his fire. 1-for-1 trade, but Inters and Nefani now trying to lock it down. Post-plant comes in, will afford them options going to the second round, whatever happens here, but Balance wants to make sure that they come out of this with a big W, and how much it is required. Inters, though, says no as he suppresses down with that USP. MDS, oh, those flicks! Oh, and a third as well! Just generators lights up around the scoreboard, and Nemiga take the second pistol off the back of the map as well as possible. Doing a much better job of holding off the initial pushes as well, our Gambit from their utility, but Hobbit gets caught with his incendiary out, and Jo will oblige, sprays him into oblivion.
Well, I mean, they might feel like they have to because they're running out of nades. That's going to be the conversation. We've got nothing. We've got no flashbangs. We've got no smokes. They've just got the one on MDS. Now they're looking for the re-aggression. Hopefully Manpower can do the trick. Trying to enter into the bomb site. And here's the classic Vertigo, spamming through the smokes. The only thing left for both sides to do. They've thrown everything at holding that initial contact. And it is Nemiga that comes out on top in a 5-on-3. And that's into a 4-on-4. You have all three of the weapons you saved still alive. All four players here for Nemiga. Shiro holding it off angle in towards lane. Enters. He's down a little bit of a one-way, but that kill, he's got to back off at just at the wrong moment, and he goes down. You saw it. As soon as they walk into his crosshair, he's got to look the other direction. So Gambit looked like they had a decently strong position, and Hobbit's going to get him right back into something. Before being traded off, and Exile can go for this. They've got a full buy next round no matter how this turns out.
And he also has a kit where time dwindles. Maybe faking it if he's going to save. They line up for him. He so nearly sprays them both down. But he's slightly off. Flashbang into peak from Balance, who moves up to 18 kills. And Nemiga continuing their win.
Nowhere to go. That's going to put pressure on Exile to be able to help out. There's the indication. Smoke to get himself out of the position. Exile is going to come through those smokes as well. Lollipop right through it. There's the first headshot. Traded immediately. But Exile, he's going to stick around for more. And Bach has got to be careful. Narrowly just stays alive, and he's going to get the bomb planted. 3-on-3.
2 up on this retake, but Exile has stuck his shot. There's another one. He's really coming alive, but so is Balance. He was so good with the AWP in the first half. Connects the shot to Hobbit, finishes off with a P250. The sidearm clutches it out, and Nemiga take the round.
He knows there's no one even close to this side of the map, which gives Shiro, navi, and Hobbit a pretty deadly triangle. Many different crossfires. And he predicts the follow-up Molotov, puts it out. 1-for-1 trade. Shiro's gonna go down as well, and Hobbit still just surviving. He's hoping they don't check this position, and he can be a nuisance.
He turned this back into the flash. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Hobbit. Now Inters needs to try and repel them away, but his teammates have died all around him, the body littered with Gambit corpses. And Inters tries to fend off and thwart the oncoming T's to try and keep his M4 alive, but MDS removes the head. It's another round where you think that Gambit maybe have the advantage, but then the entries come through thick and fast.
Players aggressive on this ramp.
Such an integral moment in the round with Inters fragging out first. Hobbit and Inters again, and a big grenade as well lands plumb on the face of Balance. So in a round that matters so much, Gambit are running away with it, and Axile's gone in for the long flank, finds himself MDS. Will get picked off by Balance though, but he instantly falls on his sword. And so Gambit, although under extreme pressure, come out swinging, only losing one player in the process.
Yeah, this time doing just fine. Marching down.
He wants to get up close, take a leaf out of JO's book perhaps, especially now that their entry is very weakened and limping across the finish line, but Shiro nullifies that threat and forces Nemiga back again.
Well, they're held at bay this time. Good utility usage from Gambit to slow things down. Nice kill from Hobbit. Sam coming through the opposite way. Not going to find nearly enough damage. And JO's at 12 HP. He's going to get pushed from lane. Hobbit finds another. And Balance gets distracted. There's MDS, and he finds one. But he's got to have three more. They know exactly where he is. Hobbit's position is just so strong. And Gambit's on 15 first. They've got the safety net as we fight for overtime.
They lack that initiative to push through regardless. So this may fare very poorly indeed. They need entries. They need them quickly. Two players bypassing a sandbag's position. Does anyone check for Hobbit? Yes, they do. And it's that man again. It's JO who comes alive. But Shiro will douse down that aggression for the time being. Spotting a second player on the box. And he won't manage to just survive this one. Live to tell the tale. They're looking to try and settle the bomb. Draw out some fire. Shiro gets aggressive again. But this time it works to his detriment as he's cartwheeled out of the round. And it's looking to insurmountable for Gambit to feasibly get this round. It's going to have to come down to some shenanigans. Smoke has been put into play. Spray towards sandbags is good. They're tickling the bomb. They both have the kits, and Axel is now coming alive. He's picking up AK frags left, right, and center. Intersticks onto the bomb, but his partner in crime's gone down, and Box will take us to OT.
That's unreal. I cannot believe mid.
They are mixing it up. This time it's not going to be that A hit. They take middle control, and Box gets the reward. This puts a lot more pressure on Axel. His partner's gone down. Axel, while using that smoke to his advantage, dipping back in. Back and forth, but eventually they catch up and bullets will riddle him with holes. JO watching for that rotation. This is such a dirty angle, a very difficult one to watch out for. By itself, it's nothing special, but keep in mind that Nafani's attention will probably be towards the top of the staircase. He won't be anticipating this angle. Crossfires are very easy to establish, but he's doing a great job of actually bypassing it. Still nearly comes out second best though, but with him getting the frag, it forces more attention across towards the stairs and allows those CTs to make moves from CT spawn. Lollipop is keeping the dream alive though here for Nemiga in this round as the bomb ticks so dangerously close. The spray is labored. It's not quite there. It's going to be close, but I'm pretty sure Gambit have the defuse, and in doing so, the success, like, he doesn't want to give away the secret, but he also wants to spray through that smoke with the auto sniper, so he's stuck in this weird caught in a cycle mentality, and he decides to push out first. Goes down. JO at least though will avenge his life, but he was so low that one bullet through the scaffolding will seal the deal, and it's looking great for Gambit to go flawless in our first half of overtime. It may be a bridge too far at this point for Nemiga, although Box tries his damnedest. There's the repeat from Hobbit. And now MDS in familiar territory has often been in these 1vx situations, stuck on ramp with no real hope, but just pressing forward. And he dies where he stands. Shiro manages to get... At times it felt as if Gambit were just outmaneuvering Nemiga. They had a very different style on their T side. They were hitting every aspect of the map. Great pop flag. Lollipop was completely destroyed by that. Eviscerated by the AK. And now Jo with that secondary ult has to go huge. 1 kill forthcoming. Smoke does afford him safe passage to the generator one more time, but MDS has fallen additionally on B. And the curtain may be coming down with a pace that Nemiga can't handle. They've battled
so quickly without being able to really slow them down or mount any kind of resistance. That B bomb site is near impossible to hold on to. Your attentions are split. It's so hard to work together in any kind of a way. And that's a nice win from Gambit. I mean, again,
they basically gave the A site up completely here.
They can stick around and gamble, though, if they want, but unfortunately, I think just now it's coming through that it's a full commitment to the A bomb site. There's nafi. Triple kill in mid, and even though iDisbalance trades back as best he can, huge advantage. 3 Glocks with armor for the Gambit side in this post plant. 1 player in pit, 1 at the bomb site, 1 over at Goose.
Needs to carve a path with a headshot and quickly. Smoke onto the site. That may just afford Hobbit a bit more of luxury, though, to play around. May have done more harm than good. Understand the decision-making, though. But that desperation smoke will cost them dearly, and Gambit take the first round.
Yeah, how much damage is done as they move up to cross towards long. And obviously, if somebody misses a smoke, which would be a disaster.
Shot from Jay. Oh, it's got another one. Actually connects the head through the smoke. Big headshot. And although it's gone down to the shrapnel of the grenade with 25 seconds left, it just takes one moment of madness, and maybe Nemiga can still claim this. Shiro will deny that from being a possibility, and in doing so, they start to pull a plug. Lollipop is still here, though. MP9 shreds and rips through the head of Shiro. He's waiting for his teammate to make the long con, the long flank, all the way around the back through long side. And keep in mind, Box does have a deagle, so this kind of a range, it definitely could pivot in, but he loses his head. And it's Agdal that collects it, and then collects Lollipop. 2-0 start for Gambit.
That's not bad for Nemiga. They make a real opportunity out of that. Great nerve. Flashbang out, holds the angle. It's pretty deep angle. But now it's tough. Now, I mean, there's not a whole lot of time between execution and contact. There's the first box. Now he's got a decision to make. He's way too exposed out towards long. He's got to push forward for the peak. Jo is taking his lucky stars, but there's no chance he gets a second. And the defense you don't get this kill. If you're MDS and you get this kill, it's got to be about preserving the double ops.
100%. I'm so amazed they're going in for this. Once the smokes have gone down, like, I honestly thought they're going to pull the plug earlier than that, tap out and just save.
That could be huge. Only 1 player, only MDS crossed over to the B bomb site. There's a massive opening here. Good kill onto Lollipop. That's out towards long. A Molotov burns him. And there's Box. He goes down as well. That's in CT spawn. And yeah, now it's wide open. Now if you're MDS, this is your only option. But unfortunately, Inters doesn't have to do anything. He just can sit there and wait and realize the pressure his team has applied is going to force his opponent. 2 players with the bomb in upper dark. nafi peering up towards window. That's the op. Oh, and he takes the reload time. Look at this position he's gotten into. This is so good. It's so nice. And Box has no idea. And MDS close to the tunnels is, what is he supposed to do here? You've just got to gamble. You've just got to hope and pray and wait for the smoke to clear. And they somehow haven't found him just yet. Inters. Oh, he's been spotted. Now there's the turn. That's a long time to be under that kind of pressure. Hobbit on the lurk goes down, but Nemiga realized they've already lost.
Yeah, I think they've already made the call to save. And I think MDS is of a very, very large scale issue right now for Nemiga, and that's that they're getting outplayed comprehensively across the board.
Yeah, all 8 rounds really so far. Inters has 16k. Hobbit's gonna...
His angle, his avenue of defense. Trying to put some bullets down that corridor of uncertainty as the T's continue to push in. Inters, though, another huge entry, and Jo was caught in 2 minds, but the M4 actually prevails over the AK. That's the box that's now gone down alongside the AK, and now iDisbalance has shown his attention. He's pushed through middle, through catwalk, but Axel just pivots around on a swivel, takes his head, and Gambit win again.
Such a...
Comes that aggression, smoked off, and there's the headshot as well. Nafani straight behind it. MDS trying desperately to hold on to this B site alongside side box. They've got an M4 and a FMAS between the two of them. Lollipop's also rung out elsewhere on the map, but again, their players behind. Again, Gambit are circling like vultures, picking apart Nemiga's defense. And we could even have a clean sweep half because
they're peering into the bomb site with an AWP. And he's just going to keep going. Again, just the confidence. Now it's a really, really tough off angle. Oh, from Lollipop, and he spots it out as Nathany's looking above. They've got to be so excited right now to get that first round of the board. Jo pushing up catwalk. He's going to grab cheer. Oh, no, he's not. No scoped into a 3-on-3. And iDisbalance is now sandwiched between two different positions.
Kill they simply had to get. iDisbalance is missed. Flash up and over. Once that smoke clears, though, he knows he's going to get aggressed on from catwalk, and Shiro puts it down range. It looked good for Nemiga's first round, and instead it's fell flat on its face. And MDS, I also want to see him get a kill, please. I feel to bypass that issue, hence the incendiary going down first. Orp will be going in for the peak. That's how if he overextends, may get picked off, but still comes out ahead with 2 entries. Oh, and it rains it pours for Nemiga. This has been...
Sometimes you just got to accept the fact that it's not your day, it's not your map. Thankfully, Gambit seem to be making... they're not playing with their food, you know? This is going to be a 15-0 half, and it's all down to the pistol round to see if we're going to end with a goose egg.
Flashes up and over, though. Let's see if that 16-0 comes into play. Damage inflicted. Axel lucky to survive, and iDisbalance trying to pick up the pieces as he gets aggressive with the Glock. MDS has got himself a frag and a second as well. Great to see, but can they still convert the round? Shiro pivoting back and forth, and he has got himself a couple of kills. Nemiga 1v2, and Hobbit's been dinked down to 5 HP, still connects the headshot onto iDisbalance, and will be looking for more. Tries to stick it, but Fox will make sure that no 16-0 happens today. In for Nemiga with very little in return. There's not much rewards behind this. Hobbit doesn't get affected by the flashes. It was actually a smoke that was busted, and now Nafani can show his hand. Big headshot and finishes off with a second. Jo is reeled out of the round, and Hobbit and Nafani just assert their dominance through middle, as has been the case throughout this entire Dust 2 performance, and it's looking like it will come down right now. Domination from Gambit as they take it 2-1, but again, make no mistake, the narration of this must be the